I was waiting for Rigathi to talk about Janjaweed and Hemdete. Kumbe in 2023, Ruto asked Gachagua to write a letter to invite Hemdete. Hemdete is the leader of Janjaweed. Janjaweed ni RSF. Hao wenye wanakuwa na meetings saa 8 usiku. Alipowasili Hamdan Dagalo, mtoto wa watu, they had talks with Ruto faragani. Aliporejeshewa Gachagua apelekwe kwenye uwanja wa ndege airport arudi, Gachagua prompted him with questions about what they were discussing, and he confirmed that they were discussing about gold business. Why would the president of a democratic country have talks with someone who is sanctioned by the US about business? Hiyo ndio nilikuwa nimengoja na ame confirm design ingine sana. So you do know your friend, your president is greedy and would go to any level to get money. One of the levels included what now? Sitting with Hemdete of Janjaweed and talking about gold. Let's remind each other that Sudan exports gold worth 16 billion. That's a lot of gold. Na ni kama Ruto anataka a piece of the cake. Make sure that piece of the cake does not choke you. What a beautiful morning. From this picture here, I am 100% convinced that Baba Boys knows more than he's letting out. I totally don't understand what part of someone's consciousness would indulge with someone who is sanctioned because of genocide. And you're a parent and you invite them, you have a sit with them, you talk. You want to tell me you didn't have an update about what he did in his country? You see, sometimes I'm very impressed with the dark web. We get to read a lot of things. Too much.
Just as I was expecting, Gachagua has confirmed that in 2023, Ruto told him to write a letter to Hamid to invite him to Kenya, because Ruto, being the president, cannot, invite him to Kenya. After Gachagua invited him, he picked Hamid, and Hamid, by the way, is the leader of Janjaweed, which has rebranded into RSF. He brought him to the president. He stepped out, and when they finished talking, the president handed Hamid to Gachagua again to take him to the airport. And that's when Gachagua prodded him what they were discussing about. And Hamid confirmed that they were talking about business and especially to do with gold. So it is confirmed. The president is supporting RSF because of gold.
Of their country. What do you make of the diplomatic
I think in all fairness, President William Ruto has messed this country in the international eye. He's doing all the wrong things. We have a policy of non-interference with the affairs of other countries. We cannot allow rebels who have been slapped with international sanctions because of the genocide to meet in government facilities in Nairobi. You have heard Sudan now is threatening to stop our tea going to Sudan. And what is happening is that the president has put his personal and commercial interests ahead of the country's interest. That's the problem that they have. They are doing business with the RSF chief of gold that is being gotten from that area, brought to Nairobi and taken to Dubai.
And you can substantiate?
Yes, I can. I have one time And, diplomatically, the president cannot invite Hamed here because he was vice president. And he asked me to invite him on his behalf. And he called me and said, sign this letter, invite Hamed here because I want to have a discussion.
When was this?
Sometime 2023.
Okay.
And I did invite Hamedi and welcomed him and delivered him to the president. There was nothing about Kenya. They were just discussing business, about gold, about such other things.
You were in that meeting?
No, I introduced him and then I was told to leave because it had nothing to do with Kenya.
How do you know this then?
No, I'm saying if it had anything to do with Kenya, I would have sat through the meeting. But I'm the one who, after they were through, I'm the one who took him to the airport and I inquired and they are doing business. So it is putting Kenya in very bad light. Very, very bad light. And President William Ruto must accept that he will not be president forever. He cannot destroy this country and the way we are perceived by other nations. He must be a nationalist. He must rise above personal and commercial interests and put the country first. That group has been flagged by the international community and sanctions have been slapped against them for genocide and killing of children. But again, thinking about it, there's a saying that birds of the same feather flock together. They are killing children in Sudan, we are killing children here. So again, there's convergence. I think birds of the same feather flock together. But we are looking very bad. DRC, we have handled it very badly. And in fact, I am told many African presidents are unwilling to get involved in peace initiatives led by President William Ruto because he is conflicted in terms of personal and commercial interests that he has put above national interests.
All right, let's come back to the country. I'd like your take.
Let me tell you guys why it's the best case scenario that Ruto and Raila have literally just told us today that they are going to work together and that they are going to form an alliance, because that is what most Kenyans have picked from today's meeting. It is now the responsibility of Kenyans to unite together, devoid of any political parties cocoonism that we have been putting ourselves, and remember that we are united because we are suffering the same way across the whole country. That when the health sector is not working, the Ensure is no longer working, all of us are contributing financially to cater for the health needs of our loved ones. That when the education funding is slashed into half, it affects students in this nation. So the time has come for Kenyans to prove if indeed they can rise above tribal politics, political parties, politics, and unite against this political class that is intentional to enslave us. Kazi kwetu sasa.